Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to VATSIM Behind the Scopes. My name is Alex, and welcome to Innsbruck. I'm very proud to be representing the VSCC Austria here tonight on Innsbruck Approach. Innsbruck, an airport which many of you know on VATSIM. I need to check whether or not my sound levels are fine, but it looks okay. Innsbruck is an airport which many of you possibly know, have already been flying to. A very challenging airport with a lot of terrain, a lot of mountains all the way around, with localizer and RMP approaches, no ILS, nothing you can do an auto land on. And yeah, here we are. And my backdrop, as you can see behind me, is the so-called Nordkette or northern chain, the mountains north of the airport. Normally I would be sitting the other way around, so in real life I would be looking right into the mountains, but I thought this would be a very nice backdrop. All the people already in the stream, would be nice to let me know if the audio levels are fine, if I should adjust anything, make anything louder or quieter. You should be hearing the pilots as well on the frequency. You will hear me talking when I do coordinations with my adjacent sectors. But at least in the beginning, you will not hear the other guys when they are doing coordination with me. Mainly because there is a little bit of chit chat going around in between. Maybe at a later stage, sorry, I will opening up the sound device in order to let you listen to the coordination calls as well. I need to check that with the adjacent sectors and with the participants. As you can see, the sector is currently rather empty. We have one aircraft on final here in Innsbruck. The airport is located here in the middle. The yellow, the green line represents the control zone, airspace class Delta from ground up to 7,000 feet. We have in a dark grayish hue, we have the TMAs, which in this area here, airspace Delta starts at 8,500, 9,500 up here, and most of the airspace is airspace class Echo up to flight level 125. More prominent and more interesting for me as a virtual air traffic controller here in Innsbruck is of course the radar minima values. You can see all the numbers on the screen. 90 representing 9,000 feet, 95 representing 9,500 feet, and so on, which indicates the minimum radar vectoring altitude in this particular area. And if you have a look at the radar minima in the area and the position of the airport, first thing I want to mention is because we regularly get asked for radar vectors out of Innsbruck. Innsbruck is located 1,900 feet down there in the middle of the control zone, and the radar minimum right over the airport is 10,600 feet. So as you can imagine, there is not much going on here in terms of radar vectoring. We assign departure routes, which when they go into direction east, will do a visual left turn in the valley and follow another localizer, which is not indicated on this radar screen right now, outbound to Rottenburg. And for the westbound departures, RMP departures, you just follow the valley and climb up to flight level 125. So there is actually no alternative here in terms of flying the procedure. There are some procedures in Innsbruck, which include a visual part, especially on departures, many of which are not included in the navigation databases. Talking Navigraph here, because they chose to opt out of the departure routes, which have a visual part on them. I will just switch on the support screen there. Good evening, Valorum. Very good evening. Nice to have you. Thank you very much for tuning in. On the right side, on the right lower side, you can see the ground layout, what's happening in Innsbruck right now. So coming back to the previous topic, with the departure routes with a visual part, many of those departure routes are not in the Navigraph database and not in the FMCs. So We do have alternatives. We have an RMP departure which leads to Rottenburg, where the left turn is RMP coded, but it's not as performant in terms of departure sequencing as the visual departures would be, because the visual departures tend to start a little bit earlier. But nevertheless, if you hesitate flying the departure route with the visual part by hand, you can always ask for an RMP departure or RNF departure without the visual part. We will try to accommodate you, but give the visual departures a try once. They are a lot of fun. And also, infamous in Innsbruck is the visual circling, which used to be standard for us in the past years, so all the way until, let's say, 2020. We had a lot of aircraft following the localizer DME East to the airport, break off to the left, and follow the valley and beam the airport. You start a right turn inbound to the field to land on runway 08. Dominus, if you want to fly, currently we don't have a lot of traffic. Let me have a look at VATSIM right now. It's not a lot going on right now. It tends to become a lot more busy in about 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So if you want to come and try the localizer DME East with the circling 08, yeah, you can try. If you come soon, it might be possible, most likely. So the infamous circling for runway 08 with the visual part, you turn around in the valley and land on runway 08. But this is not the norm anymore if runway 08 is active. Normally, if the winds warrant for operation out of runway 08, we today use the RMP approaches, which lead through the valley. We have the RMP Yankee and the RMP Zulu. The RMP Yankee is more cloud-based procedure with 7,000-ish feet minimums, and the RMP Zulu has rather low minimums. It terminates at the very short final for runway 08. So when the winds warrant for runway 08, we tend to use the RMP approaches nowadays. A lot of people request the circling still, and we are happy to accommodate you if the traffic situation permits. But as you will see in a few minutes, I guess 20 minutes, 30 minutes from now on, it gets a little bit more busy here. And you will see that once the airspace is crowded, circling for runway 08 is, yeah, let's say out of the question. What else do we see in our radar screen? We have a danger area Realism, Lima Oscar Delta 21, active today up to flight level 215. In this particular area, we have a danger area Hochfilzen in airspace Echo active up to 10,500 feet. And we have this part here is actually Germany, but is delegated to Austrian controllers. So this is a German restricted area, which is active today up to flight level 125. In terms of airspace, we are situated in the Americans would say the Panhandle, so on the western outermost part of Austria. We have east of Rottenburg, we have the ACC of Vienna above our sector, so ACC Wien, ACC Vienna. And over everything west of Rottenburg, so this is the NDB right here, Romeo Tango Tango, we have the München sectors above us. So Munich radar, München radar above flight level 165. Our sector reaches up all the way up to flight level 165. One question, does Innsbruck operate a one-way in, one-way out system? Departures out of the valley to the west, arrivals drop into the valley from the east. Innsbruck works, everything that can be legally done will be done. So the colleagues in Innsbruck and we in the VACC Austria, we have two retired real-life air traffic controllers who used to work in Innsbruck. Which are now, after they retired, working in the virtual skies here on VATSIM. They told us basically that whatever fits the bill can be done. So even things like flying the RMP approach from the west and then circling in the valley for 26 is possible, even though circling is not really published, but it can happen. So departures valley to the west and arrivals from the east, Yeah, that's the easy way to do it. But the problem is, if you want to fly a routing that leads from the airport to Rottenburg, let's say that's... Hello? Why is my QDM not working? Okay, something is wrong with my measurement tool here. That's a bummer. Let's see if I can invoke it this way. Okay, doesn't work. Okay, let's see. Okay, I can do it that way. So if an aircraft is flying from the airport to Rottenburg first, and then from Rottenburg somewhere to the west, of course we would have the option to have the aircraft fly along the valley and then turn them around and fly south of the airport all the way to Rottenburg, but this would be a huge waste of time and in real life at least a huge waste of money. So aircraft can depart, even though we have inbound traffic from the east, traffic can depart on runway 26. They do the visual left turn and climb above the inbound traffic. That's a realistic scenario that happens. I imagine it gets really tight deconfliction outbound, the turn left from 26 with people in localized 26. Yeah, it's not really, yeah, we don't actually deconflict in such a way that we can provide vectors because we do have the radar minimums that are very restrictive. The only thing we can do is advise aircraft to climb with the maximum rate or with the maximum angle. Still, I'm wondering why my cursor is not working here. But that should not be a problem because on my secondary screen it does work. So I will just swap the primary and the secondary screen. And we should be good to go. So, okay, the cursor works on that screen for whatever very abstruse reason. And because the session or this was not active, this radar screen was not active when I joined the session, I have to start to invoke all my maps again. But they should be fine now, so okay. Oh, I have a cursor now. Yes, I do have a cursor now, that's fine. So we have one departure now out of runway 08. We just hope they climb fast, but we know that they can achieve a certain rate of climb because the departure routes have a certain minimum climb gradient published, which is of course calculated for single engine operations. But from the climb gradient that is required for single engine operations, we can calculate or we can derive a certain dual engine operative climb performance that the aircraft should be having in at least
good evening, Easy 454 passing 4800 for 120.
Easy 454, Innsbruck Servus, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160, Easy 454.
I mean, one thing that I have to admit, we strive for realism as much as possible here in Austria. But one crazy fact about Innsbruck is I once, during Corona, when the COVID pandemic, I made a calculation. I took the top 100 airports on VATSIM at that time and compared the traffic numbers to the last ICAO published public numbers in terms of movement, which was from 2016 at that point. I know that's quite old, but that's the only thing that I had available. And Innsbruck is the only airport in the top 100 VATSIM airports that has more traffic than the real-life counterpart. And not by a small margin, but actually almost exactly twice the amount of traffic that Innsbruck, the real Innsbruck, has in real life. So we have to make some compromises. We strive for realism, but we do some things that a real world air traffic controller would not do, especially in terms of having an aircraft depart or having an aircraft inbound with let's say a little bit less margin for error than would normally be allowable in real life. But this is a concession that we are willing to make in order to make everything a little bit smoother for the pilots and a little bit smoother for the overall experience going to Innsbruck, because Innsbruck can be very, very, very busy. I just was talking to one aircraft. Were you guys able to hear the pilot fine, or was he too low, too quiet, or was he just fine enough? Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm talking about. And we have to make some concessions because VATSIM, even though we try to be as realistic as we can, we have some things that are not true to life. One of them being the training of certain individuals and some others being the traffic levels that can arrive at a certain airport. I mean, there are some things like, for example, shuttle events which create a traffic flow that is not realistic at all. Easy 454, contact Wien 132, decimal 190. Servus.
Wien 132-190 for Easy 454, servus.
Innsbruck Radar, wunderschönen Abend, Australian Golf Mike, passing 4500.
Australian Golf Mike, Innsbruck is good, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Climb level 160, Australian Golf Mike.
So in regard to the environment, the technical environment that we're working in, we are using UHA's amazing TopSky plugin, and Austria does use TopSky in real life and exactly in the version that is represented here. So we are in the very happy situation that we are working with something that is representative for the real
Innsbruck arrival, Eurowings 120, descending 130.
Eurowings 120, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact. Expect localizer DME East approach. Descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1014. I have to move the camera a little bit.
Roger, descend 10,000 feet, we got the QNH 1014. Can you say the arrival again, please?
Eurowings 120, expect the localizer DME East approach.
Roger, the localizer DME East approach, Eurowings 120.
So one thing you might have noticed, I just gave the pilot the expected approach, the localizer DME East approach, which is runway independent. The runway will be assigned by the tower later on. So he will fly the approach, and whether or not he's going straight in or is going to fly a circling will be on the tower's responsibility to decide whether or not that's going to happen. This only applies for the approaches which are runway independent. So for the RMP approaches, the RMP approaches are all runway dependent. So with those, we don't have that option. Of course, you can do a circling if it's allowed per the charts, but this must be explicitly said by the controller that this is to be expected. Okay, I will turn the pilots down just a little bit, thank you. So regarding the TopSky, I have the great pleasure of working with TopSky in real life myself in the ACC Vienna. Eurowings 120, descent 9,500 feet via Rottenburg, cleared localizer DME East approach. And I did not set the runways, as I just realized.
Roger, 9,500 feet and cleared the Rottenburg, direct Rottenburg, and cleared the localizer DME East approach, Eurowings 120.
How do they calculate the landing performance if they can get a different runway sign last minute? I suppose they just plan for both. That's correct. They just plan for both. Which, yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Normally, you are pretty confident that it's gonna be runway 26, except if traffic dictates otherwise. If you're unsure, you can always ask if there's already a prediction available. In this case, I can ask Tower, of course. Yeah, normally you would calculate for both. So especially in the VATSIM environment, we want to keep our options open. Australian Golf Mike, Wien 132-190. Servus.
V132 1 0, vielen Dank. Schönen Abend, das ist Runway, Mike.
Ebenfalls, danke. So we see the rest of Austria. One thing that I like to do, because we have a lot of aircraft flying the city pair Vienna-Innsbruck, I set a second visual vis center in order to see the Vienna departures as well, so I can get an early update on which aircraft are coming. And I just realized, because I switched main and secondary screen, that I do not have my lists. So I need those in order to see what traffic is coming in the next few minutes and hours. I just saw that we have an F-16 even standing on the ground in Innsbruck. Call sign Tiger 63. Okay, let's see. He's going to be VFR. If he wants to climb a little bit higher than 9,500 or higher than 9,500 feet after the control zone, he needs to call me. Otherwise, if he stays in airspace echo, he can just stay on Unicom. Often do have pilots request approaches like special localizer DME East or the Oscar Echo Juliet backcourse visual to AXAMs. Very often, I would say. I mean, I guess they refrain from requesting those approaches if they hear that the frequency is already busy. But we get them a lot. I mean, of course, the circling for runway 08 is one of the most spectacular and most fun approaches there are, especially considering that Innsbruck is an airport that is regularly staffed. So you have a lot of very interesting approaches in all over Europe. But at least Innsbruck is covered at least on Wednesday, every Wednesday. And then additionally, whenever somebody feels like it. So Wednesday is our online day. So this is, of course, very inviting, requesting this fabulous approach while flying with ATC. I mean, of course, if we tell the pilots we are unable to cater to the request, they are very understanding normally. And not, from my personal perspective, if somebody requests a certain approach, I will try to accommodate it as much as I can. If the traffic situation allows, in any way, I will do it. So sometimes I put an aircraft, if he requests a certain approach, into the holding over Rattenberg or Elmem, so he can stay there. If he accepts to stay there for 15 minutes, that's fine with me, and then he can have the approach that he's requesting. So what would be a scenario where they would change the arriving aircraft runway due to traffic? I mean, I'm not sure what this refers to. Can you be a little bit more specific? Wings 120, you overshot the localizer, immediately turn right heading 270. Caution terrain, remain visual with the terrain.
Roger, 270, we'll watch the terrain, Eurowings 120.
And Eurowings 120, would you be able to follow the value visually to the airport?
We can, Eurowings 120.
Eurowings 120, roger. Continue visually heading 270, on separation to the terrain, and cleared visual approach runway 26. So this is
Roger,
what happens
we'll
very regularly in Innsbruck.
26,
We have the localizer here, and pilots tend to overshoot the localizer. I really don't know why. But we have to closely monitor that. We always have the option to provide a pilot with Eurowings 120 due to opposite departure. Stay visually on the southern part of the valley for the time.
Roger, we'll stay on the southern part of the valley, Eurowings 120.
And Eurowings 120, just for information, your descent profile indicates you should be descending now in order to stay on a 3.4 degree descent profile visually inbound to the valley.
Roger, we're descending now and we're going visual, Eurowings 120.
So now we have this thing that we just talked about. We have this aircraft which overshot the localizer. He's now on a visual approach, which makes things a little bit easier for me because he's now staying on the southern part of the valley. Once the Lufthansa 105 is calling in, I will give him a traffic information and will instruct him if he's able to maintain VMC, to stay VMC, to continue visually the northern part of the valley. And once they are clear of each other, I will send them or I will send the Eurowings over.
Innsbruck Servus, die Lufthansa 105, climbing 120.
Lufthansa 105, Innsbruck has got radar contact. Able to maintain VMC and follow the valley visually in the northern part of the valley?
Negative, we have absolutely cloudy weather.
Lufthansa 105, roger, maximum rate, climb flight level 160.
Max rate 140,
For my confirmation, Lufthansa 105, flight level 160.
Affirmative 160, 105.
Eurowings 120, traffic information, traffic is an Airbus A320, 12 o'clock, 9 miles, opposite direction, currently 1,500 feet below and climbing.
We have the traffic, Eurowings 120, and we're staying on the south side of the valley.
Lufthansa 105, traffic information, traffic is an Airbus A320, 12 o'clock, 7 miles, opposite direction, currently 700 feet above, descending visually inbound to the field, has you inside, is staying on the southern part of the valley.
Affirmative on TCAS 105.
Eurowings 120, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
Tower 120.1, Eurowings 120, thanks.
One thing, by the way, that we can do, which is done in real life as well, you can, on initial contact, tell the departure aircraft to level off at 7,000 or 8,000 feet. Have the inbound traffic level off at 1,000 feet above, have them pass each other, and then have the inbound traffic circle for runway 08. Because the aircraft needs to level off, it will be way above their profile for runway 26. So this is something we can do, level them off and have them fly the circling then in order to achieve the landing in Innsbruck. So under normal circumstances, I would offer the Lufthansa 105 a visual right turn. He said he's in IMC, but he will get a clear of clouds at some point. I would offer them a visual right turn to Breno, but this is not possible today because the Breno departure route is well separated from the danger area, which is active here. And if I would give him a direct to Breno, I would be in danger, or the aircraft would be endangered by flying through the danger area. So talking about the clouds and the weather, of course, before I start every session, I have a look at the so-called low-level significant weather chart, which is published in our pilot portal in real life. What do we have today? We have Innsbruck here in the, more or less in the middle, just here. And what we do have around Innsbruck today is we have scattered broken cumulus, alto cumulus with cloud base 4,000 to 6,000 and tops from 125 to flight level 200. That's the southern part, so just south of my sector and exactly in my sector we have scattered broken cumulus, stratocumulus, alto cumulus with 4,000 to 7,000 cloud base and with tops of about 100 to 160. So chances are good that he might become clear at some point. We also have isolated towering cumulus clouds in this area. We have showers of rain. The mountains are obscured, and there where we have the rain, we have snowfall all the way down to 7,500 feet. So that's the weather situation. Lufthansa 105 for higher contact, Milano 132, decimal 905, schönen Flug.
Milano 132, 975 for Lufthansa 105, thank you, bye-bye.
Hello. So if you hear me talking, especially in German to somebody, this is just when somebody's coming into the channel and saying hello, or when we are coordinating something. Our procedures are very well established between tower and approach, so there's not a lot to talk about in normal circumstances. When we work with different, so we have opposite operations right now because we don't have a lot of traffic, but once the traffic gets a little bit denser, we will start switching over to single runway operations, so runway 26 only. This is what I was telling Dominos before. So if he's flying to Innsbruck and wants to fly the circling, he should do it soon, because at some point, normally on Wednesdays, it gets rather busy. So if we have a look at our inbound traffic, yeah, it's already 23. Sorry, second. Oh, nice. Okay. So Tower just called me and told me he's playing chess right now on the ground. So if we have a look at the ground layout or ground indication, we have the aircraft landing here now on runway 26, whereas the F-16 has already taxied to Alpha, and one aircraft is taxiing to Bravo. So I guess he's now letting the Eurowings roll all the way down to the far end of runway 08 and then shooting out the Tiger VFR to the west, but I'm not quite sure. Let's see. But the Dolomiti has the Rattenberg to Quebec, so he might be first. So no, he cannot be first because the Eurowings needs to vacate first. So yeah. So let's see what's going on now. So yeah, okay. The Eurowings stopped before the intersection to taxiway Alpha. The F-16 is now lining up on runway 08, letting the Eurowings vacate. This is happening all the time. There are some very interesting YouTube videos from plane spotters in Innsbruck, where you can see this procedure actually being worked. So, are there any particular questions that you were hoping to ask me or us, the VATSIM Austria, in regard to Innsbruck or in regard to Vienna, maybe? Because now it's a very good time to answer some questions that would be still looming around. In the meantime, we do have one very interesting weather phenomenon in Innsbruck that happens regularly. It's called fohn. It sounds like the German word for hairdryer, but it has one letter more. It's not the same word. Fohn conditions is a certain wind, or is a wind phenomenon that happens when weather is pushed either from the north or from the south to the Alps, when the air mass gets pressed into the Alps. And I mean, this is meteorological, very advanced knowledge, so I will keep it short. But air that rises tends to lose temperature at a different rate than air mass that falls down. So the air mass rises, loses a certain amount of temperature, and when it gets down again, falls down again into the valley, it gets warmer than it was before it reached the Alps. This creates a very turbulent air, which then creates a very challenging environment for all the pilots, because flying in the valley itself is a very, very turbulent affair then. There are certain fohn arrival and departure routes which are not published, unfortunately. They are on a, let's say, they were just arranged between ANSP and the operators. So there are certain visual arrivals and departures, because when fohn conditions prevail, it tends to be sunny, it tends to be cloudless. So those procedures are not published, unfortunately. You can find some of them, but not all of them. Some of them can be found on the official website of the Innsbruck airport. So some pilots which are flying in real life, they are familiar with the procedures, with the fohn procedures, and we of course offer them the procedures if fohn conditions prevail. So we have the F-16 has just departed his VFR flight. I will just highlight those two VFR flights to myself in order to make sure that if they enter my TMA at any point, I am able to react swiftly. But I mean, many of the approaches or the flights that lead to Innsbruck will actually fly through airspace class Echo, which means they need to be watching their surroundings anyway. Two aircraft out of Innsbruck sometimes get handed off to non-Austrian controllers, Milan or München, from you, given its close proximity to other FIRs. Yes, certainly. So departures to the north are being sent over to München radar immediately. Departures to the south are being sent to, in real life, it's Padua, not Milano. We do not have a border with Milano, but many times it's Milano that's online. So even though it breaks my heart because I'm used in real life to be calling them Padua, we send them over to Milano. We have no official interface with Switzerland, so there is no valid routing that leads from our sector into a Swiss sector. But with individual coordination, there can be some interface with the sector
Innsbruck
here
radar,
in
Servus,
south.
Tiger 63, brief update from Innsbruck to Salzburg, 6000 feet requesting clamping to flight level 210.
Tiger 63, Innsbruck, Servus. We have a climb flight level 195 initially.
195, Tiger 63.
Tiger 63, what is your further routing?
Yeah, after Mike 2, direct to Salzburg.
Tiger 63, Roger. I can offer you flight level 195 in Austrian territory. Otherwise, if you want to stay with München, you need to stay at flight level 130 or below over German airspace.
195 in Austrian is perfect.
Good. So now I have to coordinate. I will unmute my coordination in order to have you take part in this. I just need to see which one it was. Yeah. So I will switch over to another channel and ask the Bravo sector. Innsbruck for Bravo.
Go ahead.
Innsbruck departure, Tiger 63, F-16 V for climbing flight
Innsbruck
level
radar,
195.
Servus, Kilometer 5
Okay,
to
geht nach
Yankee,
Salzburg, maybe scratching, ja?
4300.
Danke.
Disconnected.
Now I just accidentally closed down my TeamSpeak session. Kilometer 5 to Yankee, Innsbruck is got radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Climb 160, Kilometer 5 Yankee.
Tiger 63, V for direct to Whiskey, flight level 195.
Direct Whiskey 195, Tiger 63.
Connected.
So I will now inform Salzburg about the fact.
Channel switch.
Innsbruck for Salzburg.
Yeah.
Rattenberg, Tiger 63, flight level 195. 163, climbing 195. Yeah, it's released from Bravo and proceeding 195, direct to Whiskey, coming over.
Okay.
Machst mit dem, was du willst.
Ja, okay. Ich gebe mein Bestes.
Ja, passt.
Channel switched.
Padua does open regularly, especially during events, yes. But they also open up on their weekly event, which is, I guess, also Wednesdays, but from 19 Zulu, 1900 Zulu, I guess. So yeah, but they open up on a regular basis. So the Tiger 63 is cleared, flight level 195 by me, but he's flying now, descending now back to flight level 173. Tiger 63, confirm you're descending back inbound to Salzburg.
Please come again.
Tiger 63, your clearance is flight level 195 direct to Whiskey.
Yes, copy, direct Whiskey, flight level 195.
Tiger 63, if you need a block and a maneuvering mission in the area, please advise.
Yes, copied.
Innsbruck radar, Servus, Austrian Echo Bravo, Rattenberg to Quebec, 4700 for level 120.
Austrian Echo Bravo, welch wunderschöne Stimme. Grüß Gott, Radar Contact, Climb Flight Level 160.
Küss die Hand. 160 Nanaco Bravo.
That's a colleague of mine from work. So, there's one aircraft that's in contact with Milano. Flight level 195. Correction, flight level 250, my bad. Tiger 63, for information, restricted area Reiter Alpe, Echo Delta Romeo 142 is active.
Yes, copied.
So we will just set him free. Tiger 63 for VFR, correction, VFR descent is approved and contact now Innsbruck radar 123725. Servus.
Please come again with the frequency for Tiger 63.
Tiger 63 Innsbruck, correction, Salzburg 123725. VFR descent is approved.
13725 is also approved, 63, Servus.
So no contact on the Dingo there, so I will send the aircraft a contact me message. Let's see. And a request on frequency to Padua. Problem is that Padua is not working with Top Sky as far as I know, so they might not be getting the request on frequency message from my side. No, the Austrian Air Force does not have F-16s. We do have Eurofighters. We used to have Saab 105s as well, but they have been eliminated from our fleet, and we're currently looking for another jet trainer.
Information Charlie 10,000 feet.
Delta Golf Oscar, Innsbruck radar, hello, radar contact. Confirm VFR or IFR?
Delta Oscar, we are VFR, would like to proceed via Brenner Pass to landing Innsbruck.
Okay, Delta Golf Oscar, sorry for the contact me message in that case. I thought you were IFR, and if you wish, you can remain on the frequency for traffic information, so you are identified. Squawk 7000.
Delta Echo, das machen wir gerne, we remain of frequency Delta Oscar.
So I will set him free again and switch over to on contact because it's a VFR traffic. Delta Golf Oscar, VFR descent through the TMAs is approved.
VMR through the TMA is approved for BMC descent through the TMA is approved for Delta Golf Oscar.
Dolomiti 5 to Yankee, contact Wien 132190. Servus.
Wien 132190. Servus, Dolomiti 5 Yankee.
So the thing is, the Innsbruck departures via Rattenberg, via this waypoint, if they want to climb higher than flight level 160, they need to wait until this very point here, because this is the sector here, the sector border between Austria, Wien ACC, and München ACC. And normally we just wait for them to pass. If traffic situation permits, we will call for a release, but normally we just wait for the further climb. So yes, we do have the Eurofighters, and we are still waiting for replacement as a train aircraft.
Good evening, November 700 Juliet Victor. We are descending 170 for Breno.
November Juliet Victor, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact. Radar vectors for localizer DME East approach, fly heading 045.
Heading 045, localizer DME East. November 700 Juliet Victor.
November Juliet Victor, correct. Descent 16,000 feet. I confirm 16,000 feet. QNH 1014.
1014 down to 16,000. November 700 Juliet Victor.
Aus der 9 Echo Bravo, Contact Wien 132190. Habe die Ehre.
Danke, bis später vielleicht, Alex. Tschüssi.
Ja, das hat mich gefallen. Es wird noch ein bisschen busy werden.
Ja, ich freue mich.
Ja, Habitäre is something that we say in Austria regularly. That is something that you can say to greet somebody or to say goodbye to somebody, and it's just Viennese slang. Delta Golf Oscar, Contact Tower, 120.1, gute Landung, servus.
120.1, Delta Golf Oscar, merci, servus.
So, let's have a look what's coming there. Looks fine.
Innsbruck arrivals. Good evening from Berlin 441. Information, Charlie's aboard.
Aberdeen 441 Innsbruck, hello, radar contact. Expect localizer DME East approach.
Localizer DME approach all set for Berlin 441. Thanks.
The bulk traffic's gonna hit normally around 21 local, so 19 Zulu, I would say. Let's see what the predictions say. We have some Vienna departures still, Salzburg departures. Yeah, I guess we are looking at traffic peak in about 30-45 minutes, I would say. I'm just thinking about informing Tower that we will switch to 6 for departures. I guess this is something that we will do. Yeah, I will tell him that the Rattenberg departures need to go to 6 now, because I do not want to have to look at each and every aircraft as they fly, and especially the weather is not that good. We have scattered 7,000, broken 9,000. So visual separation is not really an option in the valley. So let's do this. Tower? Oh really? Is 757 spy coming? Okay. I guess I have his
position level.
Oh yeah.
Is not determined. Well, fine.
Nach der 5 Mike Kilo bitte nur noch Rattenberg nur noch über die 26 raus, bitte. Ah, perfekt, super, perfekt, danke. Berlin 441, descent 9,500 feet, QNH 1014.
Berlin 441, we heard everything except the altitude. Apologies.
No worries, descent 9,500 feet for Berlin 441. And if you wonder why the transition altitude or transition level is not determined, I can shed a little bit of light on that.
Oh, absolutely. That would be wonderful. What happened with that? And Berlin 441, descend 9,500.
Yeah, that's just because we have normally the default transition altitude in Austria is 10,000 feet, but because the mountains reach up to 14,000 feet in the west, in Innsbruck, each aircraft gets an individual initial altitude. So yeah, it may be that you're going down to 10,000 feet or to 13,000 feet, or like another aircraft which is just south of the field to 16,000 feet as of now.
No kidding. So it's the mountains.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for that.
Berlin 441, you are cleared for the localizer DME East approach.
We're cleared for the localizer DME for Berlin 441.
Yeah, it was just pointed out to me that you were flying and streaming and flying inbound to Innsbruck. So I just watched your stream. In the very second you were wondering about the transition altitude, so I had to shed a little bit of light on that.
I actually really appreciate that. Yep, we are live streaming. It's so much fun to come into Innsbruck, but I appreciate you taking the extra time because that was a mystery.
Yeah, we're doing behind the scope right now, so if some of your viewers want to see what it looks like on Innsbruck approach, switch over to twitch/VATSIMnet.
Let's see. Would you give us that phonetically so we know where to go?
It's twitch.tv, like your streaming platform, and thereafter VATSIMnet without the dot in between, so like the network you're flying on right now. November Juliet Victor, descent 3,000 feet, 13,000 feet.
down to 13,700 Julia Victor.
Yeah, just creating some clicks here for the VATSIM Net Twitch channel here. Maybe a little bit, some more viewers and some more people that subscribe to the channel. Aberdeen 441, would you be interested in the circling for runway 08?
Circling for runway 8. Oh, please. That's always fun.
Aberdeen 441, roger, stop descent 10,000 feet.
Stop descent at 10,000 feet now for Berlin 441.
Ryanair 2122, are you on my frequency?
Ryanair 2122, affirm.
Ryanair 2122, hello, stop climb 9,000 feet. Ryanair 2122, stop climb 9,000 feet.
Being at 9,000 feet, Ryanair 2122.
So we have exactly the situation that I just described to you earlier.
5 kilo passing 4,100 for 120.
Austin 5 kilo, servus, radar contact, stop climb 7,000.
Come again, Austin 5 kilo?
Austin 5 kilo, servus, radar contact, stop climb at 7,000 feet.
Stop climb at 7,000 feet, Austin 5 kilo.
The Berlin 441 kommt auf a circling. So we are having a circling.
Innsbruck approach, Austrian 191 is at flight level 130.
Austin 191, Innsbruck, servus, radar contact, expect localizer, DME East approach.
Expect localizer, DME East approach for Austrian 191.
Aberdeen 441, continue to follow the localizer and further descend in 1 minute.
Further descent in 1 minute following the localizer, Berlin 441.
Austin 5 kilo, climb 8,000 feet.
Climbing 8,000 feet, Austin 5 kilo.
Aberdeen 441, descend 9,000 feet.
9,000 feet now for Berlin 441.
Aberdeen 441, you have opposite traffic 5 miles ahead, is leveling off at 8,000 feet. Expect steep descent inbound to the circling thereafter.
Berlin 441, we think we've got traffic in sight and expecting a steep descent.
Ryanair 2122, climb flight level 160, turn right heading 070. Ryanair 2122, turn right heading 070, climb flight level 160. Ryanair 2122. Austrian 9, correction, Austrian 191, descend 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Down to 10,000, QNH 1014 for Austrian 191.
November Juliet Victor, descend 11,000 feet, QNH 1014.
1014 down to 11,000 feet. Any chance we can have a circle as well?
November Juliet Victor, that could be possible. In this case, yeah, I will just put you behind an Airbus. I'll call you back. Aberdeen 441, clear of the traffic, continue visual descent inbound to the field, expect the circling, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
Descending to the field, it is tower 110.1 for Berlin 441.
Almost 120.1.
120.1. Big difference. Thank you, Berlin 441, and thanks for the explanation too.
Austrian 5 Mike Kilo, climb flight level 160.
Climbing flight level 160, Austrian 5 kilo.
Austrian 191, direct to Advik, descend 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Innsbruck, Charlie, descending to flight level 170.
Austrian 191, you were blocked out. For my confirmation, direct to Advik, descend 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Down to 9,500, direct Oddwig, and cleared for the localizer DME approach.
Tango Yankee Charlie, hello, radar contact, reduce speed 220 knots, expect localizer DME East approach.
Expect localizer DME East approach and reduce speed to 220 knots. Yankee Charlie.
Ich habe dann wieder ein Request für Circling, die TBM 8, November Juliet Victor, muss schauen, ob es ausgeht. Austrian 1, Niner 1, where are you proceeding to?
I was late on the direct to Audig, but heading direct Audig now.
Now it's too late, Austrian 191. Are you able to proceed visually into the valley and follow the valley to the field?
Affirmative, I have the valley in sight.
Austrian 191, roger. Continue visually into the valley. You may start your visual descent now.
Roger, starting the visual descent. Austrian 191.
November Juliet Victor, turn right, direct to Advik.
Right, direct to Advik, 700 Juliet Victor.
Ryanair 2122, Innsbruck radar.
Ryanair 2122, yes.
Yeah, I tried to call you before several times. Ryanair 2122, climb now, flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160, Ryanair 2122.
So, that was the problem that we had now with the opposite departures. I called Tower too late and told him too late that I would like to switch over to single runway ops. That was on me. Cezax 777, let's say I do have a real world ATC training and let's leave it on that. Okay? Austrian 191, the field is now on your 9 o'clock position, 19 miles, on your 3 o'clock, 19 miles. 3 o'clock, 19 miles.
Roger that. 3 o'clock, 19 miles. I'm going to go missed approach at this time.
Austrian 191, roger. Continue your climb to flight level 120, maintain on separation to the terrain, and make a visual right turn heading 340.
Maintain visual to the terrain up to 12,000.
We are below the radar minimums here all the time. November Juliet Victor, direct to Advik, descent 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach, and Tower is informed about your request.
Sounds great, down to 9,500 feet.
Warhawk, I am the approach right now.
700 feet.
Tango Yankee Charlie, descent flight level 120.
Flight level 120, Yankee Charlie.
So I will now just temporarily switch off my webcam because I'm a filthy smoker and I do not want to advertise for smoking. Austrian 5, Mike Kilo, contact Wien 132190. Goodbye.
132190, danke für den Service, servus.
Ryanair 2122, contact Wien Radar 132.190, servus.
132.190, servus.
Austrian 191, speed 240 knots.
Down to 240 for Austrian 191.
So we do have 2 aircraft on the holding point right now, a Dash and a Beech Duke. We have the circling landing now on runway 08, so I need to delay the Juliet Victor just a little bit in order for them to get the circling. November Juliet Victor, in order to get the circling, reduce speed now 200 knots. Expect further reduction in a few minutes.
Oh, just down 200, expecting further. 7 Juliet Victor.
So as you can see, I will switch now to the support screen, to my second screen. You can see that the circling has just landed and is about to do the backtrack. I just suspect that the Beech Turbine Duke does not need a backtrack, so is departing. And the Air Berlin will stay there until the Dash has vacated. That is what I would do in case that the Dash also does not need a backtrack. So let's see what's going to happen there. Tango Yankee Charlie, direct to Advik, descend 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
10,000 feet, QNH 1014, and direct Advig Yankee Charlie.
Austrian 191, turn right heading 040, radar vectors for another localizer DME East approach.
Right to 040 for vectors for the localizer East DME approach. Austrian 191.
Innsbruck radar, coordinating Eurowings 40 X-ray, flight level 120.
Eurowings 40 X-ray, Innsbruck radar, Dzień dobry, radar contact. Expect localizer DME East approach.
And expecting localizer DME East approach, Eurowings 40 X-ray.
So let's see. November, Juliet Victor, keep the speed, contact tower 120.1 and remind them of your request.
Thanks for maintaining 200 and over 1201 with the request. November, Juliet Victor, thanks.
November, Juliet Victor, noch Speed to 100, muss da noch reduzieren. Ja, der wird dich nochmal erinnern dran. Haben wir gedacht, das müsste ich ausgehen, ich habe zugeschaut bei dir. Tango Yankee Charlie, descend 9,500 feet.
9,500 feet for Yankee Charlie.
Austrian 191, turn right heading 150.
Right to 150 for Austrian 191.
Tango Yankee Charlie, reduce speed 180 knots.
Speed 180 knots, Yankee Charlie.
I hope he does react in time. That should be doable. Austrian 191, correction, descent 9,500 feet, QNH 1014.
Down to 9,500 and 1014 on the QNH for Austrian 191.
Innsbruck approach, Servus Austrian 98 Charlie and bound now at flight level 170.
Austrian 98 Charlie, Innsbruck, Servus, radar contact, direct to Advik, descend flight level 120, expect localizer DME East approach.
Descend 120, direct Advik and expect localizer DME approach, Austrian 98 Charlie.
Austrian 191, reduce speed 200 knots, turn right heading 220, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Reduce speed to 200 knots, turn right heading 220, cleared for the localizer DME East approach.
That's a little bit close, but should be fine.
Innsbruck radar, good evening. Oscar Echo Fox Alpha Bravo, passing 8,404, flight level 120, Rattenberg 1 Romeo.
Oscar Echo Fox Alpha Bravo, Roger, Servus radar contact, climb flight level 160, further climb after Rattenberg, so keep a good forward speed.
Okay, 160 and further climb after Rattenberg, increase forward speed, Oscar Echo Fox Alpha Bravo.
Eurowings 4 Sierra X-ray, reduce speed to 90 knots.
290 knots, Eurowings 4 Sierra X-ray.
Austrian 191, you overshot the localizer, right heading 270 to re-established.
Roger that, 270, I see it now. Austrian 191.
Austrian 98 Charlie, can you give me the star? I don't find the direct Austrian 98 Charlie.
Austrian 98 Charlie, the star is Nanit to Alpha as per your flight plan, and Advik is the final approach fix for the localizer DME East approach.
Runway 08, Austrian 98 Charlie.
The runway will be determined by tower. The localizer DME East approach is runway independent.
Roger, Austrian 98 Charlie.
Innsbruck radar, Tyrolean 95, passing 5,400.
Aus Tyrolean 95, grüß die radar contact, climb flight level 160, servus Dietmar.
Climb 160, danke, Tyrolean 95.
Austrian 191, speed 180 knots, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
Down to 180 and tower on 120.1. Thank you very much for the help.
Eurowings 4 Sierra X-ray, speed 230 knots.
230 knots, your wings for 0 right.
Austrian 9 Charlie, expect radar vectors, fly now heading 260, descend 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Heading 260, descending 10,000 feet, QNH 1014, Austrian 9 Charlie.
Wings 4 Sierra X-ray, direct to Advik, descend 9,500 feet, the QNH 1014.
Descending 9,500 feet, QNH 1014, direct Advik, your wings for 0 right.
Oscar Fox Alpha Bravo, direct to Insel.
Direct to Insel, Oscar Fox Alpha Bravo.
Yankee Charlie, Advik, yes.
Thank you, Yankee Charlie. Sorry, my apologies. Cleared localizer, DME East approach.
Clear localizer, DME East approach, Yankee Charlie. Thank you.
Wings 4 Sierra X-ray via Advik, cleared localizer, DME East approach.
Via Advik localizer, DME East approach is cleared, your wings for 0 right.
Yeah, I would say, Dominos, if there is a little hole, we will try to squeeze you in, of course. Austrian 9 Charlie, reduce speed 200 knots.
Speed 200 knots, Austrian 9 Charlie.
Tyrolean 905, direct to Kempten.
Danke, Tyrolean 905.
Austrian 9 Charlie, I have found Advik, I can proceed direct now.
Austrian 9 Charlie, thank you very much. Proceed now direct to Advik, descend 9,500 feet.
Direct Advik, descend 9,500 feet, Austrian 9 Charlie.
Tango Yankee Charlie, contact Innsbruck Tower 120.1, keep speed 180 knots until 6 miles. Tango Yankee Charlie, speed 180 knots until 6 miles, contact Tower 120.1, goodbye.
Wings Tower and speed 180 until 6 miles, Yankee Charlie. Thank you, bye-bye.
Austrian 9 Charlie, your instructed speed is 220, observe you with 300 knots, reduce now to final approach speed.
Reducing now to final approach speed, apologies, Austrian 9 Charlie.
Wings 4 Sierra X-ray, speed 200 knots, further reduction in 2 minutes.
Speed 200 knots, your wings for 0 right.
Oscar Fox Alpha Bravo, contact Wien 132.190, schönen Flug.
132.190, Oscar Fox Alpha Bravo, schönen Abend.
Tyrolean 905, contact München 134.150, pfiat.
134, danke Alex, Tyrolean 905, ciao.
Wings 4 Sierra X-ray, speed 180 knots until 6 miles.
180 knots until 6 wings for 0 right.
Austrian 9 Charlie, cleared localizer, DME East approach.
Cleared localizer, DME East approach, Austrian 9 Charlie.
Wings 4 Sierra X-ray, contact Tower 120.1, servus.
120.1, your wings for 0 X-ray, test.
I will request a slightly lower speed for the jet management. 280 he's flying right now, so I will request him at 270. Where is he flying now? Okay. You see, I mean, things like this can happen, but I want... Okay, he's
Innsbruck Radar Service,
instructed
Jet
heading
Management
105.
612, flight level 256 for 170, speed 270 knots, information Charlie.
Yeah, Jet Management 612, Innsbruck Service, radar contact. The plans have just changed. Your conflict is turning a different direction. So therefore, free speed, descent now, flight level 130. Expect localizer DME east approach.
Free speed, descent flight level 130, expecting localizer DME east, Jet Management 612.
Okay. No idea what happened to this aircraft. He had an instructed heading by the previous controller, so the controller had something to do with it, but I have no idea. Austrian 9A Charlie, report your instructed speed to tower 120.1. Goodbye.
Report speed to tower 1201, Austrian 9A Charlie, bye-bye.
So, and talking about the chess game that's going on the ground right now in Innsbruck. One aircraft has just vacated, the other one that was the November Juliet Victor was the aircraft that went for the circling. He has completed the circling. There is one aircraft on short final right now, and the Dingo is about to depart. It's going to be very, very, very close. So let's see. There is the aircraft on short final. There's the aircraft vacating. So the Delta Golf Oscar gets a yeah. Okay, he's already rolling, and that's going to be a hell of a late landing clearance. But it works out. It works out perfectly. The Delta Golf Oscar is already climbing. So yeah, everything's fine. So let's see how this turns out now with the aircraft having turned now. Whew, yeah, that was really close, but the aircraft made it. Landing clearance was issued just in time, and everything worked out beautifully. Jet Management 612, just for my confirmation, direct to Advik, and descent now 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Direct Advik 1014 and 9,500 feet, and we still got a rate of 2,000 feet exactly, still valid.
Make it your own rate, expect straight in.
All right, and still in Jet Management 612.
Approach, good evening, EC62 Charlie Hotel with you, inbound Rottenberg, descending flight level 130.
EC62 Charlie Hotel, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact, expect localizer DME east approach, reduce speed 250 knots, turn left by 10 degrees.
Expecting the localizer DME approach, 250 knots and left by 10 degrees, EC62 Charlie Hotel.
So normally the easy would have been my number one, but because of the heading that was, because the aircraft was flying erratically in the München airspace, he's now becoming number two. Not a biggie. That's the reason we are planning beforehand, especially when the traffic gets a little bit denser. It is very important that you know beforehand what's gonna happen. Jet Management 612, high speed as long as practicable, and advise when you're starting to reduce.
High speed as long as practical, Jet Management 612, and welcome.
Easy 62 Charlie Hotel, to avoid delays, reduce speed to 20.
226 Charlie Hotel.
So let's see what else is coming. Okay.
Lot 7 Tango Charlie, inbound Tulsi.
Lot 7 Tango Charlie, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact, expect localizer DME east approach, direct to Rattenberg, Romeo Tango Tango.
Could you say again, please, the approach and direct Romeo Tango Tango, 7 Tango Charlie?
Lot 7 Tango Charlie, expect the localizer DME East approach.
Expect localizer DME East approach, lot 7 Tango Charlie.
Easy 62 Charlie Hotel, turn left heading 130.
Left 120, 6 Charlie.
Innsbruck Radar, Service again, Delta India November, Golf Oscar, just departed Innsbruck, passing hotel and 7,000 feet, request to pick up Alpha on side.
Delta Golf Oscar, Roger. What is your IFR starting point? Confirm you wish to join over Weg here?
Delta Golf Oscar, Weg here, affirmative.
Delta Golf Oscar Roger, for the IFR pickup, contact now München Radar 134, decimal 150. Schönen Flug, servus.
134, 150, Delta Golf Oscar, merci, servus.
Jet Management 612, descent 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach.
9,500 feet and cleared localizer DME East, Jet Management 612.
Easy 62 Charlie Hotel, direct to Advik, descent flight level 120.
Advik on flight level 120, Easy 62 Charlie Hotel, sir.
Jet Management 612, starting to reduce.
Jet Management 612, Roger, 220 or greater.
220 knots or greater, Jet Management 612.
Lot 7 Tango Charlie, speed 240 knots or greater.
Speed 240 knots or greater, lot 7 Tango Charlie.
So, always whenever we don't have anything to do, we just take a look at our surroundings and see what's coming. Lot 7 Tango Charlie, descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1014, lot 7 Tango Charlie.
Oh, we got a CBDLC log on. Look about that. CBDLC is available in Austria 9,500 feet and above, but in the approach sector it does not make a lot of sense, to be perfectly honest. Easy 62 Charlie Hotel, reduce speed 180 knots.
180 knots, Easy 62 Charlie Hotel.
Jet Management 612, 200 or greater.
200 or greater, Jet Management 612.
Yes, we do have our approach sectors to have CBDLC.
Speedbird 9152 West Delta.
Speedbird 9152, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact. Expect localizer DME East approach, reduce speed 280 knots or less.
Speed 280 or less, and any chance to get the special localizer DME East and even 08 if possible?
Speedbird 9152, stand by, expect, okay, in this case reduce now speed 220 and call it back.
Speed 220, thank you, Speedbird 9152.
So, I will terminate the CBDC now because it bothers me now. Lot 7 Tango Charlie, descent 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Descent 9,500 feet and cleared localizer DME East approach, lot 7 Tango Charlie.
Easy 62 Charlie Hotel, descent 9,500 feet, QNH 1014, cleared localizer DME East approach.
9,500 feet, QNH 1014, and clear for the ALS DME East approach, Easy 62 Charlie Hotel.
Jet Management 612, 180 till 6 miles.
Speed 180 knots until 6, Jet Management 612.
So. David?
Innsbruck Radar, good evening to you, lot 360 with you passing 6,100 feet for, well, flight level 120.
It's checked, okay. Lot 360 Innsbruck, Servus, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Climb level 160, lot 360.
Austrian 98 Charlie, Innsbruck radar, radio check.
Austrian 98 Charlie.
Austrian 98 Charlie, Servus again, radar contact, stop climb flight level 120, turn right heading 075.
Stop climb 120, right hand 075, Austrian 98 Charlie.
Jet management 612, tower 120, decimal 150.
Tower 1201, tower jet management 612.
Lot 7 Tango Charlie, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180 knots, Lot 7 Tango Charlie.
Speedbird 9152, descent flight level 120.
Descent level 120, Speedbird 9152.
Speedbird 9152, due to outbound traffic, the circling will unfortunately not be possible. I'm very, very sorry for that.
Oh, it's completely fine. I expected it. And any chance to get the special localizer DME East, at least?
Yes, of course, you can expect the special localizer DME East, Speedbird 9152. Proceed from present position direct to Advik, expect straight in.
Break Advik for the special localizer DME East at expect straight in, Speedbird 9152.
Austrian 98 Charlie, your instructed heading was right turn 075. Make a right turn heading 075.
Right turn 075, Austrian 98 Charlie.
Easy 62 Charlie Hotel, 180 knots until 6 miles, contact tower 120, decimal 1, goodbye.
180 knots until 6 miles and 120 decimal 5 with tower is 62 Charlie. Thank you very much for service here.
120 decimal 1.
120 decimal 1, my apologies, 60 Charlie.
Speedbird 9152, descend 10,000 feet, QNH 1014, and actually speed 220 or less.
Descend 10,000, QNH 1014, speed 220 or less, and for information, according to the company policy, we will be doing speed 160 from Advik.
Speedbird 9152, that is copied. I actually love it when people do something like this, that they simulate having a company policy. It gives me a feeling that people are knowing what they're doing. Transavia 125, Innsbruck radar, Huda Avon, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Climb 160, Transavia 1.
Speedbird 9152, descent 9,500 feet via Advik, cleared localizer DME, correction, special localizer DME East approach.
Descend 9,500 feet via Advik, cleared special localizer DME East approach, Speedbird 9152.
Good evening, Transavia 1 Lima, flight level 230.
Transavia 1 Lima, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact. Expect radar vectors for the localizer DME East approach. Fly now heading 095.
Expecting vectors localizer DME East approach, and can you please give us the heading again?
095 is the heading, Transavia 1 Lima.
095, Transavia 1 Lima.
Lot 360 requesting for the climb.
I was just about to call you. Lot 360, expect further climb after the Rattenberg NDB, Romeo Tango Tango. Contact now Wien Radar 132, decimal 190. Goodbye.
Expecting to maintain 160 until Rattenberg VOR and over to radar 132, decimal 190. Bye bye.
Lot 7 Tango Charlie, maintain speed 180 knots until 6 miles. Contact tower 120, decimal 1. Goodbye.
Maintaining speed 180 until 6 miles and contact tower 120 decimal 1, Lot 7 Tango Charlie, goodbye.
Transavia 125, when passing 10,600 feet, I confirm 10,600 feet, turn left direct to Kogol.
Direct Google at flight level 160, transfer via 15.
Negative at 10,600 feet. 10,600 feet.
At 10,600 feet, direct Google, transfer via 15.
Speedbird 9152, no speed restrictions.
No speed restrictions, Speedbird 9152.
Austrian 998 Charlie, fly heading 080.
Heading 080, Austrian 98 Charlie.
So when we tell the pilots when passing 10,600 feet, they may proceed direct to a waypoint, for example here. What I would expect from a pilot is to delay the acceleration a little bit in order to get to 10,600 feet a little bit faster, a little bit sooner, so that they can make the direct turn as soon as possible. Transavia 125, you may now proceed direct to Kogol.
Direct Google, Transavia 125.
Transavia 1 Lima, descent flight level 150.
Descending flight level 150, Transavia 1 Lima.
So, let's see what the prospects are in terms of traffic. Oh, as you can see, yeah, okay. Everything that's red is flying to Innsbruck right now. So, we gonna be busy. Ja, bitteschön. Ja, alles direkt. Kannst auch, ja. Ich nehme es, wie es kommen. Transavia 125, contact München, radar 134, decimal 150, goodbye.
134, 150, Transavia 125.
So, while we are waiting for the inbound traffic to come, you can see that Munich is already very busy. They have both their downwinds filled, and the ILS approaches for the 26 left and 26 right are also quite busy right now. So it's Wednesday, my dudes. That's I guess that's what people say nowadays. Wednesday is always the online day where we have Austria and Bavaria, so Vienna, Innsbruck, Munich online. So we looking forward to welcome you every Wednesday on this racetrack. By the way, one thing that not many people of you may know is that we do not have a way to see your indicated airspeed, not by a regular means. In real life, we do have what is called Mode Sierra downlinked aircraft parameters. So your transponder, the aircraft transponder, sends us the information like indicated airspeed, like the Mach number, like the cleared altitude that you have turned in on the MCP, on the autopilot. And whenever there's a discrepancy between what we have instructed and what the pilot is actually flying, we get an alert. On VATSIM, there is no way to get the indicated airspeed out of the FSD in an easy way. So what we do have is the ground speed, and one very gifted developer in our VACC created a plugin that calculates the indicated airspeed based on the ground speed, and he downloads all the wind information and the temperature that is relevant, and calculates the indicated airspeed and the Mach number, so we get the information not from the pilot themselves, from the aircraft themselves.
Victor, we are passing 3,100.
November Juliet Victor, hello again, radar contact, climb flight level 160, hope you enjoyed the circling.
We did, for sure, thank you very much. Up to 160, November Juliet Victor.
Speedbird Tenina 152, contact tower 120 decimal 1. Sorry once again that the circling was not possible. Maybe it is, just ask tower once again. It's rather quiet at the holding point right now.
Osha 120.1, and thank you. I will try to have a nice day. Bye-bye. Speedbird 9152.
Okay. I just saw, I mean, it's quite at the holding point, that's right, but the aircraft are pushing left and right.
150 heading 230.
Austin 1914 Innsbruck, hello, radar contact. Expect localizer DME east approach, and speed 270 knots for the time.
We're at 270 knots and the localizer DME east for 26.
Runway will be determined by the tower, but 26 is very likely.
Roger.
Innsbruck approach, good evening from Joker 226, flight level 170.
Joker 226 Innsbruck, hello, radar contact. Expect localizer DME east approach.
Expect localizer east DME approach for Joker 226.
So let's see, what are we doing here? Okay, the Joker is rather slow, that's Beechcraft, it's a dual engine aircraft, should be. Joker 226, what is your maximum indicated airspeed until 4 miles final?
I can give you about 200 knots, Joker 226.
That's perfect, thank you. And your final approach speed today?
Final approach speed should be about 100 knots, Joker 226.
Roger, thank you. Exactly. So if the tower wants them, they just instruct the circling. If he needs a little bit more spacing for the succeeding aircraft, he needs to tell me. But yeah, he can of course put an aircraft on the circling whenever he feels like it. It's his control zone after all. So the only thing that we have to figure out is who's going to be number one, the 908 Charlie or the 1914, and what about the Transavia and the Europe wings here. Okay. I mean, they come all together at the same time. That's really cool. And I did not plan beforehand. No worries. We'll deal with that. Transavia 19 Lima, turn left heading 065.
Was it 065 for Transavia 1 Lima then?
Correct. Austrian 1914, speed 250 knots.
Alright, slowing to 250 knots, Austrian 1904.
Austrian 908 Charlie, speed 240 knots.
240 knots, Austrian 98 Charlie.
We're getting busy.
Innsbruck radar, good evening. KLM 906 Lima descending flight over 150 in down Madep.
KLM 906 Lima, good Abend, radar contact. Expect localizer DME east approach. Turn left heading 100.
Turn left heading 100, expect localizer DME east approach for KLM 906 Lima.
KLM 906, disregard. I gotta look at those two as well here. November 700 Juliet Victor, after passing 10,600 feet, direct to Kilo Papa Tango.
Thanks, sir. Kilo Papa Tango after passing 10.6, November 700 Juliet Victor.
Austrian 1914, direct to Advik, descent flight level 120.
Send to flight level 120, Advik, Austrian 1904.
Austrian 99 Charlie, descent 9,500 feet, QNH 1014.
9,500 feet, QNH 1014, Austrian 98 Charlie.
Just want to confirm the altitude is 130 for Austrian 1904.
Austrian 1914, sorry I didn't get that. Descent flight level 120 and direct to Advik.
Right, 120, direct to Advik, Austrian 1914.
Austrian 98 Charlie, turn right heading 130.
Right heading 130, Austrian 98 Charlie.
Joker 226, fly heading 230.
230 for Joker 226.
Joker 226, descent flight level 120.
Descent 120 for Joker 226.
So we will now build a downwind.
Radar Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, good evening, descending 170.
Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, hello, radar contact. Expect localizer DME east approach, descent flight level 130.
Expect localizer DME descending. Can you repeat the descent, Ryanair 25 Foxtrot?
Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, descent flight level 130.
And descending 130, Ryanair 25 shot.
Arrival hello, Eurowings 612, direct Rattenberg, flight level 130-280 knots.
Eurowings 612, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact, turn left heading 095. I call you back with the approach.
Left 095, Eurowings 612.
Austin 1914, reduce speed 180 knots.
Going to 180 knots, Austrian 1914.
Austin 98 Charlie, reduce speed 200 knots.
200 knots, Austin 98 Charlie.
Austin 1914, descend 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Alright, 10,000 feet, 1014, Austrian 1914.
Transavia 1 Lima, turn right heading 085, descend flight level 140.
130 inbound pull.
Right 080 and descend 140, Transavia 1 Lima.
Eurowings 612, reduce speed 220.
220, Eurowings 612.
Transavia 1 Lima, reduce speed 220.
Reducing 220, Transavia.
Austria 99 Charlie, turn right heading 230, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Right 230, cleared localizer DME East approach, Austin 98 Charlie.
Approach, good Abend, Lufthansa 47 Golf, inbound Pulsi, descending 130.
Lufthansa 47 Golf, Innsbruck, Servus, radar contact, turn left heading 120, I call you back.
Left 120, Lufthansa 47 Golf.
Joker 226, report your current indicated airspeed.
Currently 220 knots, Joker 226.
Joker 226, roger, maintain speed 220 knots.
Maintain 220 knots, Joker 226.
Transavia 1 Lima, turn right heading 090.
Right 190, Transavia 1 Lima.
Austin 1914, descent 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach.
9,500 cleared localizer DME East, Austrian 1914.
November Juliet Victor, contact München 134, decimal 150, goodbye.
134-150, November Juliet Victor, good evening, Billy.
Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, reduce speed 200 knots, 200 knots.
Reducing to 00 knots, Ryanair 25 shot.
Transavia 1 Lima, descend flight level 120, turn right heading 130.
Right 130 and descending 120, Transavia 1 Lima.
Joker 226, reduce speed 200.
Reduce speed 200, Joker 226.
Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, reduce speed 180 knots.
Reducing 180 knots, Ryanair 25 shot.
Austria 98 Charlie, speed 180 knots until 6 miles.
180 until 6 miles, Austin 98 Charlie.
Transavia 1 Lima, reduce speed 180 knots.
Reduce 180 knots, Transavia 1 Lima.
Eurowings 612, expect localizer DME East approach, turn right heading 120.
Right 120, expecting localizer DME East approach, Eurowings 612.
Joker 226, direct to Advik, descend 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
QNH 1014, direct Advik, descend 10,000 foot, Joker 226.
Transavia 1 Lima, direct to Advik, descend 9,500 feet, QNH 1014.
Direct Advik and descending flight level 9,500 feet, QNH 1014, Transavia 1 Lima.
Eurowings 612, turn right heading 180.
Right 180, Eurowings 612.
Austria 98 Charlie, speed 180 knots until 6 miles, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
180 until 6 miles, 120.1, Austria 98 Charlie.
Eurowings 612, descend 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Contact flight level 130.
10,000 feet, QNH 1014, Eurowings 612.
Austrian 24 Charlie, hello, radar contact, turn left heading 090, I call you back.
Turn left heading 090, Austin 24 Charlie.
Transavia 1 Lima, expedite the right turn to Advik.
Expediting right turn Advik, Transavia 1 Lima.
Innsbruck radar, Janus 06, have a good one, maintain flight level 150 on the heading 180 degrees, information Delta on board.
Joker 226, reduce speed 140 knots.
140 knots, Joker 226.
Eurowings 612, reduce final approach speed.
I'm going to do final approach speed, Eurowings 612.
Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, reduce speed 160 knots.
Reducing speed 160 knots, range 5 Foxtrot.
Lufthansa 47 Golf, expect localizer DME East approach, fly heading 075.
075 and expecting localizer DME East, Lufthansa 47 Golf.
Sina 06, hello, radar contact, speed 180 knots, expect localizer DME East approach.
Speed 180 knots and expect localizer DME East approach and Astro 6.
Alaska 520, hello, radar contact, reduce speed 220, fly heading 040.
220 and heading 040, Alaska 520.
Austrian 1914, speed 180 knots until 6 miles, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
Okay, 120.16, 180 to 6 mile final, good day.
Eurowings 612, proceed direct to Advik.
Direct Advik, Eurowings 612.
Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, descent 9,500 feet, correction, descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
QNH 1014, descending 10,000 feet, range 5 Foxtrot.
Joker 226, kindly increase speed again, 180 knots. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
180 knots for Joker 226, no problem, thank you very much, doing a great job.
Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, speed, disregard. Lufthansa 47 Golf, speed 220, turn right, heading 160.
160, speed 220, Lufthansa 47 Golf.
Alaska 520, fly heading 060, descent flight level 150.
Heading 060, flight level 150, Alaska 520.
Joker 226, descent 9,500 feet via Advik, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Descent to 9,500 foot at Advik and cleared localizer DME East approach, Joker 226.
Lufthansa 47 Golf, speed 220.
Speed 220, Lufthansa 47 Golf.
Austrian 24 Charlie, expect localizer DME East approach and speed minimum clean.
Speed minimum clean and expect localizer East approach, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Lauda November 22, Wien. Innsbruck.
Lauda November 22.
Lauda November 22, hello, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Didn't catch that.
Lauda November 22, climb flight level 160.
160, Lauda November 22.
Lufthansa 47 Golf, reduce speed 160 knots, descent 9,000, correction, descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1014.
10,000 feet, QNH 1014 and speed 160, Lufthansa 47 Golf.
Transavia 1 Lima, I'm not sure you're cleared for the localizer DME East approach. My apologies if I forgot it to tell you.
Yes, no problem, Transavia 1 Lima.
KLM 906 Lima, speed 220, turn left heading 060.
Left heading 060, speed 220, KLM 906 Lima.
Eurowings 612, correction, Europe Wings 612, descent 9,500 feet via Advik, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Descend 9,500 feet and via Advik, cleared localizer DME East approach, Eurowings 612.
Lufthansa 47 Golf, direct to Advik.
Direct Advik, Lufthansa 47 Golf.
Lufthansa, correction, Austrian 24 Charlie, turn right heading 170.
Turn right heading 170, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Sina 06, turn right heading 260.
Turn right heading 260 degrees, Astro 6.
So what we're doing now, I had to delay just a little bit here because the TMA is so small and we have no transition. Lauda November 22, contact München, radar 134.150, goodbye. Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, direct to Advik, descent 9,500 feet, cleared the localizer DME East approach.
Direct Advik, descent 9,500 feet, cleared log DME approach, range 5 Foxtrot.
Alaska 520, turn left heading 005. I will vector you north of the field and you will intercept from the north.
Alaska 520 heading 005 and no problem at all.
Transavia 1 Lima, maintain 180 knots until 6 miles, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
180 until 6 miles and tower 120.1, bye bye, Transavia 1 Lima.
Austrian 24 Charlie, reduce speed 160 knots.
Reduce with 160 knots, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Beauty 768, Hudava and radar contact, localizer DME east approach. To avoid delays, reduce minimum clean.
Roger, localizer DME east and May, reducing minimum clean. Beauty 768.
KLM 906 Lima, reduce minimum clean.
Confirm minimum approach speed possible.
Negative, minimum clean, minimum speed that you can fly without extending the flaps.
Our stop minimum clean for 96 Lima.
Innsbruck, runway 112, good evening. Information Delta, VATSIM flight level 220.
Ryanair 112, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact, reduce speed 160 knots.
Please confirm 160 knots.
I do confirm, break, Austrian 24 Charlie, direct to Advik.
Direct to Advik, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Beauty 768, turn left heading 090.
Left 090, Beauty 768.
Austrian 91 Lima Mike, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact, expect localizer DME east approach. Joker 226, 180 knots until 4 miles, contact tower, correction, until 6 miles, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
180 knots until 6 miles final, and tower 120.1 for Joker 226. Thanks so much, great job.
Austrian 24 Charlie, descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descent 10,000 feet, and QNH 1015, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Eurowing 612, revised QNH 1015. Maintain your speed, your correction, you're already on final approach speed. Yeah, continue.
QNH 1015, continuing on final approach speed, Eurowing 612.
Austrian 24 Charlie via Advik, cleared localizer DME east approach.
Yeah, Advik cleared, cleared localizer DME east approach, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Cena 06, turn right heading 280.
Turn right heading 280 degrees, General 06.
Ryanair 112, descent flight level 160 and enter the hold at Rattenberg as published.
Descent 160, hold Rattenberg, runway 112.
Ryanair 112 actually descent now flight level 150 and enter the hold.
150, runway 112.
KLM 906 Lima, descent flight level 140.
Descent level 140, KLM 906 Lima.
Alaska 520, correction, descent flight level 140, reduce speed 200.
Flight level 140, speed 200, Alaska 520.
Eurowings 612, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
With tower 120.1, Eurowing 612, bye.
Ryanair 25 Foxtrot, maintain the speed until 8 miles, contact tower, correction, until 6 miles, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
Maintain speed until 6 miles, contact tower 120.1, Ryanair 5 Foxtrot, goodbye.
Beauty 768, descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1015, turn right heading 170.
Right heading 170 down to 10,000 on 1015, Beauty 768.
Cena 06, reduce speed 160 knots.
Reduce speed 160 knots, General 06.
Austrian 1914 calling.
Echo, it's Austrian 1914, we're heading 286 to 9500.
Austrian 1914, hello, radar contact again, climb flight level 120, follow the missed approach.
Alright, follow 120, follow missed approach, Austrian 1914.
Eurowings 40 X-ray.
Eurowings 40 X-ray radio.
Eurowings 40 X-ray, hello, radar contact, for separation, turn left heading 030.
Left heading 030, Eurowings 40 X-ray.
Lufthansa 47 Golf, descent 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME east approach.
Down to 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME east, Lufthansa 47 Golf.
Beauty 768, speed 160 knots.
Speed 160, Beauty 768.
KLM 906 Lima, turn right heading 110.
Right heading 110 degrees, KLM 906 Lima.
Lufthansa disregard. Austrian 24 Charlie, descent 9,500 feet, cleared localizer, DME east approach.
Descent to 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME east approach, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Is it Whiskey India with you, upward climbing to flight level 120.
Easy 8 Whiskey India, hello, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Climb 160 for Easy 8 Whiskey India.
Tina 06, descent flight level, correction, descent flight level 120.
Descent flight level 120, confirm, Genoa 6.
I do confirm flight level 120.
Descent flight level 120, Genoa 6.
Austrian 1914, can I get the altitude again? We're climbing to.
Austrian 914, roger. Make a left turn. I confirm a left turn heading 060.
Alright, we'll turn left turn 60. We're in the mist approach, but I was asking to confirm the altitude to climb to.
Flight number 120 as per the charts, please.
Alright, follow 120 and follow the mist.
Easy 8 Whiskey India, turn right. I confirm turn right heading 060. Easy 8 Whiskey India, turn right heading 060.
Turn right heading 060.
Beauty 768, direct to Advik, expedite turn.
Expediting the turn to Atwich, 768.
Wings 4 Sierra X-Ray, from present position proceed direct to Traun. Oh, du gibst auch nicht hier Traun.
From present position, your wings 4 Sierra X-Ray.
Austrian 24 Charlie, reduce to final approach speed.
Reduce final approach speed, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Austrian 24 Charlie, for some reason I observe you with an incredible speed. Confirm you are just proceeding normally?
Take up, please, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Alaska 520, turn right heading 115.
Heading 115, Alaska 520.
Austrian 24 Charlie, direct to Advik, cleared localizer, DME east approach.
Proceed direct Advik, cleared localizer DME east approach, Austrian 24 Charlie.
Beauty 768, cleared localizer, DME east approach.
Cleared localizer DME east, Beauty 768.
And Beauty 768, start the descent when reaching Advik to 9,500.
Roger, after Atwich down to 9,500, Beauty 768.
Austrian 91 Lima Mike, descent flight number 160, enter the hold at Rattenberg, Romeo Tango Tango.
Innsbruck Vader, November 1, 74 Whiskey, descending to flight level 130 on the cruise 3 Alpha Rebel.
November 4 Whiskey, hello, radar contact, expect localizer, DME east approach, turn left heading 105.
Expect localizer DME arrival approach, turn heading 105, November 174 Whiskey.
Sina 06, direct to Advik.
Direct to Advik, Genoa 6.
KLM 906 Lima, speed 160 knots, turn right, direct to Advik.
Right direct to Atwich and speed 160 knots for KLM 906 Lima.
Wings 4 Sierra X-Ray, contact Salzburg radar 123725, goodbye.
123725, Shannon, Wings 4 Sierra X-Ray.
Easy 8 Whiskey India, your cleared level was flight level 160, fly now heading 080 and descend to flight level 160.
Heading 080 and flight which flight level?
Easy 8 Whiskey India, your cleared level is 160, descend kindly back to flight level 160, there's a sector above.
Say again for
Austrian 24 Charlie, you are straying away from the localizer. Discontinue approach, or are you able to continue visually?
Continue visual Austrian 24 Charlie.
Austrian 91 Lima Mike, descent flight level 160 in the Rattenberg holding. KLM 96 Lima, direct to Advik, descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Proceeding dock to Advik and descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1015, confirmed for KLM 96 Lima.
I do confirm. Lufthansa 47 Golf, maintain 160 knots until 4 miles, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
160 to 4 miles, 120.1, Lufthansa 47 Golf, thank you, bye-bye.
Austrian 1914, turn left heading 050.
Left turn 050, Austrian 1914.
Dina 06, reduce speed, disregard.
Right below November 6060 XA, LPD 4 hotel departure.
November 0 X-ray, hello, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Climb flight level 160, November 6060 XA.
Alaska 520, turn right heading 170.
Heading 170, Alaska 520.
Austrian 24 Charlie, continue on the visual approach, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
Contact tower 120.1 Austrian 24 Charlie, thanks for service, bye-bye.
Right now 112 in the holding, descent flight level 140. Ryanair 112, descent flight level 140. Ryanair 112, descent flight level 140. Alaska 520, descent 10,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Altitude 10,000 feet by QNH 1015, Alaska 520.
Beauty 768, commence descent now to 9,500 feet, cleared for the localizer DME East approach.
Roger, descending 9,500 now and cleared for the localizer DME East, 768.
Cena 06, reduce speed 140 knots.
Reduce speed 140 knots, China 06.
Hello, good evening, Air France 741 passing Tulsi, descent, flight level 130.
Air France 4711, hello, radar contact, enter the holding at Rattenberg as published.
Okay, select holding at Rattenberg 7411.
November 4 Whiskey, turn left heading 080. So, machst du mir einen Direktor, Schatzi?
08074.
Ein Direktor? Ryanair 112, Innsbruck radar.
Ryanair 112.
Ryanair 112, descent flight level 140.
Descending 140, Ryanair 112.
Alaska 520, direct to Advik.
Direct Advik, Alaska 520.
Easy 8 Whiskey India, contact Wien radar 132.190, goodbye. Easy 8 Whiskey India, contact Wien radar 132.190, goodbye. Gut, ich muss da erst einmal aufräumen, Standby Short. Alaska 520, contact arrival 121.390, goodbye.
121.390, thank you, bye-bye, Alaska 520.
November 4 Whiskey, contact arrival 121.390, goodbye.
121.390,
So, we just opened up a second sector because
established.
UT 768 bedankt, contact tower 120.1 Dutzins.
Tower 120.1, Beauty 768, that's it.
Beauty 768, 160 till 4, please.
Sorry, say again?
160 till 4, please.
16024 till 4, Beauty 768, bye-bye.
Cena 06, my apologies. If you are able to send now 9,500 feet expedite and cleared for the localizer DME East approach. Sorry for the late descent.
Descent altitude 9,500 feet and cleared the localizer DME East approach for runway 26 United 26.
Thank you very much. KLM 906 Lima, descent 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach.
Descent to 9,500 feet, cleared localizer DME East approach for KLM 906 Lima.
Innsbruck radar, good evening. Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa, passing 7,000 for flight level 120.
Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa, Servus, radar contact, climb flight level 110.
Climb flight level 110, Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa.
November 0 X-ray, direct to Obedi.
Direct Obedi, November 0 X-ray. Innsbruck, good evening. Transavia 278 information. Echo, passing flight level 180 for 130, Hardenberg.
Transavia 278, hello, radar contact, stop descent, flight level 170. Expect radar vectors for the localizer DME East approach.
Stop descent flight level 170 and expect radar vectors for the loc DME East. Transavia 278.
So. Austrian 1914, turn right heading 075.
Right turn 075, Austrian 1914.
Austrian 1914, contact arrival 121.390, goodbye.
121.390, good day.
Air France 4711, turn right heading 290, radar vectors for the localizer DME East approach.
Right, 290, another vectoring for 26 right now, 7500.
Cena 06, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
120.1, tower frequency, bye-bye, Janet 26.
KLM 906 Lima, final approach speed, contact tower 120.1, goodbye.
Reduce the final approach speed and contact tower 120.1 for KLM 906 Lima and clear service, thank you, bye-bye.
Air France 4711, speed 220.
90, descent flight 170, cabin 210.
Air France 7411, speed 220.
220 for speed, 711.
Innsbruck, good afternoon, with 226 passing flight level 180, descending flight level 170.
With 226 Innsbruck radar, hello, radar contact. Expect long radar vectors for the localizer DME East approach. Fly heading 250.
Vectors for expect localizer approach heading 250 with 26.
Air France 7411, descent flight level 120 and continue the right turn heading 075.
Descent 120 on rotating 075,
Austrian 901 Lima Mike, roll out on, roll out on heading 330. Austrian 901 Lima Mike, descent flight level 130, speed 220.
Radar, hello, Despair 07 Lima, reaching flight level 120.
X-ray Sierra November 07 Lima, Innsbruck, hello, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Flight level 160, Despair 07 Lima.
X-ray Sierra November 07 Lima, direct to Klagi.
Direct to Klagi, Despair 07 Lima, thank you.
Rebel to Eurowings to Mike.
Eurowings to Papa Mike, Innsbruck, Servus, radar contact. Expect long radar vectors for the localizer DME East approach for delay.
Long. Expect long vectors for DME East approach, Eurowings to Mike.
With 226, descent flight level 160.
160 with 06.
57 extra tango 170.
Austrian 901 Lima Mike, turn right heading 075. It might look that's chaos, but I still have the picture. I'm very happy about that. Ryanair 112, descent flight level, not disregard. Ryanair 112, fly heading 270.
Heading 270, Ryanair 112.
November 0 X-ray, contact Wien radar, frequency 132, decimal 190, goodbye.
132, 190, November 6060 X-ray, goodbye.
Innsbruck radar, schönen guten Abend, Jet Management 612, 4700 for flight level 120.
First Ryanair 57 X-ray Tango, hello radar contact. Radar vectors for the localizer, DME east approach, descent flight level 150.
Radar vectors, descend 150, 57 X-ray Tango.
Ryanair 57 X-ray Tango, fly heading 055.
Heading 055, 57 X-ray Tango.
Air France 4711, contact arrival 121, decimal 390, goodbye.
121 decimal 390, Air France 7411.
Transavia 278, turn right heading 270.
Right turn 270, Transavia 278.
Ryanair 112, turn right heading 075.
Right heading 075, Ryanair 112.
Austria 901 Lima Mike, contact arrival 121, decimal 390, goodbye. Transavia 278, descent flight level 150.
Descent flight level 150, Transavia 278.
Jet Management 612, Servus, radar contact, climb flight level 160.
Climbing level 160 and requesting free speed, Jet Management 612.
Jet Management 612, free speed, turn left heading 040.
Free speed, left heading 040, Jet Management 612.
Hi, United States, Jerusalem, Lima.
X-ray Sierra November 07 Lima, for hire, contact Wien radar, frequency 132, decimal 190, goodbye.
132, 190, goodbye, United States, Jerusalem, Lima.
Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa for separation, turn left heading 015.
Left heading 015, Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa.
Transavia 278, turn right heading 340.
Right turn 340, Transavia 278.
Wizz Air 226, speed 220.
Speed 220 with 26.
Ryanair 112, descent flight level 120.
Descent 120, Ryanair 112.
Ryanair 112, contact arrival 121, decimal 390, goodbye.
121, 390, Ryanair 112, bye bye.
Go ahead. Ja. Ja, kannst du, ja. Ja, danke. Transavia 278, turn right heading 070, speed 220.
Right turn 070 and speed 220, Transavia 278.
Ryanair 57 X-ray Tango, turn right heading 075 and fly now altitude 15,000 feet, 15,000 feet in H1015.
Right 075, descent, correction, altitude 15,000, QNH 1015, 57 X-ray Tango.
Eurowings 2 Papa Mike, speed 220, descent flight level 160.
220 and descend 160, Eurowings correct.
Transavia 278, descent flight level 120.
Descent flight level 120, Transavia 278.
Jet Management 612 for higher, Jet Management 612, resume on navigation direct to Nemal and for higher contact Wien 132-190, 50.
On navigation direct Nemal and for higher 132-190, Jet Management 612, ciao.
Innsbruck radar, this is November 7 for Charlie in helicopter, flying heading 250, that's maintaining flight level 120.
November Oscar Charlie, hello, expect radar vectors for the localizer DME east approach.
Expect radar, radio expect vectors for DMA. Revising service dot for Charlie.
November, correction, Ryanair 57 X-ray Tango, contact arrival 121.390, goodbye.
1.39, 57 X Tango, schönen Abend.
Transavia 278, contact arrival 121.390, goodbye.
Arrival 121.390, Transavia 278, bye.
Wizz Air 226, descent flight level 120.
120, Swiss 26.
Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa, turn right heading 075.
Right heading 075, Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa.
I've gotta be honest, this was on the verge of becoming a mess, but yeah. Even though it may not have looked like it, at every point in time I still had a little bit of a plan. And Oscar Echo Charlie, my Papa, confirm you wish to arrive via Rasta. Would you be interested in a direct to Salzburg VR from present position?
Yeah, we can do that, Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa.
Oscar Echo Charlie, my Papa, Roger, stand by for coordination.
Roger.
Oscar Echo Charlie, my Papa, proceed direct to Salzburg VR.
Proceed direct to Salzburg VR, Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa.
Wizz Air 226, turn right, heading 030.
030, Swiss 26.
Eurowings 2 Papa Mike, fly heading 250.
Flying 250, Eurowings 2 Mike.
Einmal über den Platz und dann geht's zurück.
Geil!
Wolfgang, ich habe da einen Helikopter bei der Reiteralpe, der noch 120 Knoten fliegen kann, nur zu deiner Info. Der fliegt einfach. Ich schicke dir den jetzt schon rüber. Nein, Oscar Charlie, November 57. November, Oscar Charlie, what is your maximum speed until 4 miles final?
Maximum speed, maybe 135 knots.
Roger. Wizz Air 226, turn right heading 075.
075, Swiss 26.
Oscar Echo Charlie, my Papa, contact Innsbruck radar 123725. 40.
123, 725. Goodbye.
Okay, Legend Astro 6, hello again, maintaining altitude 7,500 feet, going around as published.
Cena 06, Medaba again, radar contact, climb flight level 110.
Climb flight level 110, Gen Astro 6.
Radar was a handoff for Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa to 123725.
123725, correct.
123725, thanks by Oscar Echo Charlie Mike Papa.
Whew. So we have a slow moving helicopter there with a maximum speed of 135 knots. That's gonna be interesting. Very grateful. With a 226, contact arrival 121.390, call sign only.
121.390, with 226.
I'm very grateful that the arrival controller director has opened.
Innsbruck Gen Astro 6, request diver to Salzburg if possible. Can you coordinate please?
No problem, Cena 06, radar vectors to Salzburg. Whenever you're ready, call you back, or correction, call me back when you're ready to proceed direct to Sierra Bravo Golf. You are.
I am Gen Astro 6.
So we have a diversion here.
For Charlie, flight level 120, heading 250.
Cena 06, traffic information, traffic is an Airbus A320, now 1 o'clock, 1 mile opposite direction, passing on your right wing, same altitude.
I saw and did my deviation genesis.
Much appreciated. Now, correction, Eurowings 2 Papa Mike, descent flight level 120, turn right heading 340.
Descent 120, we're heading 340, Eurowings 2 Mike.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very, very much for joining us here in Innsbruck. Thank you for the kind people at VATSIM for giving us the opportunity to showcase a little bit about our small little airfield here in the heart of the Alps. I was asked to keep the video not too long. Originally, I was told to make it about 1 hour, but that would not have made sense from my point of view. It's now 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think that's a good point to call it a day for today. And thank you very much for joining, and hope to see you in Innsbruck in the future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.